this is a topic I'm super excited to talk about, how to be more creative. So the answer is actually pretty simple, right? I'm gonna give you 5 powerful tools on how to be more creative. One is create. As simple as it sounds, there's so many of you, it's drawing where you're saying, hey, you know what? I don't think I could draw. Writing, oh, I can't write. Speaking, I don't think I could speak. Guess what? To be creative, the word's right there, create. It doesn't matter if it's bad. What matters is you're doing it, you're trying it, because here's the kicker. If you start creating, you will build momentum. That will get you to do it more. The second piece in terms of how to be more creative, right? What I recommend is document. Figure out a way in your life to document an area of your life, a journey, a quest. For me, what's really simple is I'm documenting my day-to-day through a daily journaling practice. I also, as a bonus tip for that, I recommend, right, really getting a chance to write. Writing skills are super important. They can make a world of difference in your life. So we've got the first 2 out of the way. The third tip on how to be more creative: stop thinking about it as a singular event. It's not a one-off, right? Instead, think of it as a creative lifestyle. I talk about it in another video of how to have a creative life. It's a way of life. You're gonna do this thing every day. And it's something that it's self-expression that you're excited to do. The fourth piece, the fourth tip, right, about how to be more creative. It's super high level, but if we break it down, you'll get it, which is embrace your authenticity, who you really are. A lot of creativity is meant to allow you to express your best you, any feeling, any emotion that you're feeling, right? You bring it to what you're doing, because what happens is then you stop looking for the next creative idea. Instead, you're like, oh, okay, the experience that I'm experiencing inside, how do I turn that into something? How do I express it? Rappers will take what they felt and they will then turn that into songs, right? Shah Jahan, who created the Taj Mahal, used his own personal grief of his wife dying and made the Taj Mahal. That is part of creativity. How to be more creative is you're tapping into your authentic self. You're expressing yourself, and not in some like cliche, airy-fairy way. It's this real like, hey, this is what I feel. How do I express this? Another great example of that is Kobe would use the basketball court as a medium for him, right? If he was feeling anger, if he was feeling aggression, that's where it came out. It allowed him to manifest. And at the same time, he had joy for the sport, which also another bonus is you can create from the light and the dark, right? How to be more creative is that piece, this bonus piece of there's so many people who are shut off what he would call the dark muse cage, but the shadows. If you could go in there and you're like, ooh, you know, I've got a really tough relationship with, you know, this professor. I've got this really tough relationship with this coworker, or, oh man, you know, there's just this resentment that's built up here over a decision I made 4 years ago or what someone made for me. That is how to be more creative. It's practical. It's not some like, oh, hey, you know what? Like if you just meditate for 70 billion hours, like meditation is important. The science is proven behind it. But it also is meant to help you get into what you're doing, what's going on, right? Now, tip number 5, that powerful 5th lesson is use your creativity as a tool to heal. How to be more creative. Use it as healing. We've all been through shit in life, right? Newsflash, right? And you know this, I know this, but none of us tell us that you want to be more creative. Actually do the things that'll help you heal. Do the things that'll make you feel better. Because there's this whole body of literature that talks about post-traumatic growth. Warren Bennett talks about this in terms of a leadership crucible. It's this idea, Julia Cameron talks about it in The Artist's Way of creative recovery. Whatever we call it, there is a huge component of creativity that's associated with healing trauma and using that trauma to create new and powerful things. And you know what? You already seen I've added a ton of bonuses. The other one is use apps. I can't tell you How many people I know who I've seen who are a little bit older, mid-career professionals, or even younger millennials who don't use apps other than, let's say, Instagram, Vimeo, TikTok. All those are important. Sorry, not Vimeo, but let's say Snapchat or Spotify. But then you miss out on these incredible apps that you can use like Workflowy, Neo4j, right, Splice, and apps that will make your creative process much easier. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on that because I can't believe that so many people aren't leveraging today's technology. I mean, a simple one is Canva. If you're not using Canva, you are missing out. It can make your creativity much easier to go from your head right into a computer or from your head right into reality. Use creative tools. It sounds so funny, but do a Google search. Like, look up, if you're trying to animate, what are the top 5 best apps in animation? If you're trying to create videos, are there filters? Are there effects that you could use from the past that you could bring in? Like, don't look at what everyone else is doing. You should know, right? You should know the competitive intelligence, but to be more creative, you're looking at something differently. So this idea of how to be more creative, hopefully you have some powerful lessons here, which I know you do. And I want you to leave in the comments below how you're going to apply one of these lessons. It could be a very specific example of, hey, you know what? Before this video, Moose, I didn't think that creativity was a lifestyle. I thought it was a one-off. I thought someone just writes a book and it just happens. Right now, instead, I'm building 5 minutes of creativity into my day right after my morning cup of coffee or Joe, which coffee is right here. That is awesome. So leave a comment down below, let me know, and I'm excited because I want to engage with you in terms of how else you can develop this creativity. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment below on which lesson you found most powerful. Thanks.